Now, it's 11th, because we have a meeting.
So tonight we have St. Jude, the mayor.
Hey, it's here. Hey, you're on the TV, girl.
Yes,
You're not ready.
Shut up.
Hey, you can't tell me to shut up.
I said,
All
I
right,
will.
let's go.
will. Welcome to What's New. We're all just kind of relaxed around here.
Yeah.
So bear with us. Welcome to What's New, and we have lovely guests tonight.
Tell Kathy Wallace hello, because she's going to be watching tonight. She told me she's going to be watching.
We have the mayor, Paul Hassler, we have John Stupi, we have the girls from St. Jude. So I'll let ours take over, and you can introduce yourself and whoever wants to start.
Okay, so who wants to go first? You girls want to?
Hi, I'm Dana Kurtz. I'm here representing St. Jude.
Melanie Dunzy, representing St. Jude.
And Tina Lurk, representing St. Jude.
Okay. So what you guys got going on?
Well, this weekend, we're going to have our roadblock, and we raise funds to support St. Jude Children's Hospital, and all the money that we raise from our roadblock from the community all goes directly to St. Jude. And we've been doing this for
This is our seventh year,
Seventh
and
year.
we figure we've got, maybe last year, over $110,000 we've raised and taken to St. Jude in the last 10 years.
Wow,
So,
that's incredible.
a lot of support from the community. Hope everybody makes it out Friday, Saturday, come see us.
What time are y'all going to be out?
The Friday, we start noon and we go till 6, and then Saturday, I think we're back out at 8 o'clock and go till about 1 o'clock. Yeah. So,
we truly do have a lot of support from the community, and we really appreciate that.
So all three of you girls are runners?
yes.
Yes, we call ourselves that, you know.
We had a,
So tell us about it and how far you run and what your experiences are there, and just talk about it a little
Yeah,
bit.
we all have different amounts of activity. Dana runs the full marathon down at Memphis, and Tina has done the full marathon as well. I kind of stick with half, but we train 4 or 5 days a week.
start
And-
training in August, so it's about 4 months. Full marathon's about 800 miles of training, and they do about just close to probably 600-700. Sometimes they do the full training when they're only running half, so
Okay, and
Is that all?
how many miles do you run a day?
Well, in the heat, we've
During
not
your
been getting
training.
quite as many miles in. You know, it's a
Yeah,
little.
me and John have had to cut down a little bit. too.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm not running.
yeah. Usually
Yeah.
like maybe six or 7 during the week, and then on the weekends it can be anywhere from usually 10 to actually at some point we'll run 20 miles at one time. So
And then how far what's the distance of each marathon, the half and the full?
the half is
The half is 13.1 miles.
13?
And the full is 26.2 miles.
Wow.
so,
And,
You run to Bloomsdale 2 times, huh?
exactly. But we started about 10 years ago deciding that we wanted to do something kind of just besides just doing the running for ourselves, and we just thought we would take on something. Found St. Jude. We go to Memphis each year, take off on the weekend. We head on our Friday night or Friday morning. We get up bright and early and head there. We've toured the hospital. We've seen a lot of new and I guess you see where the money goes. I mean, they've got a lot of great technology there that you don't see anywhere else. We brought a couple different things, like some stats that we could share with you about the hospital. So, you want to share any? How did you go?
if you're lying.
If you hold them up, or if you have
Yeah.
flyers, you can hold them up.
Or
Or
you
else
set
you
'em
can
on there.
raise that up.
Yeah. So
and you
this
can-
this was a good. This one
I
here.
think that raises up.
It raises up, yeah.
Where
It
it's
sits up.
slanted.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Pull that piece on the bottom underneath,
So you've got.
and then
her-
it'll stand up. There you go.
Yeah. So these kind of like are showing though,
Let's pull that
we can show 1962 for the acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Now probably there was in the 4%, and now it's at 94%.
Here, you
So
can
that's
sit
a
there.
huge
And then the TV couldn't see it.
number. The other numbers too, you know, brain tumors was 10, now it's up to 85. A solid tumor, 10 to
Here, wait a minute.
75%. So we've got a lot of numbers that are great, but you know, until that all could be 100%.
See,
They're
you
not
can
gonna
zoom
quit.
in on that.
That'll be
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
come in,
Cool.
Charlie.
Thank you so much, yeah.
I'd like to say, like, they said there's over 22,000 participants in the race
Isn't that wonderful?
each year, and it's the single largest fundraising that's for St. Jude's Hospital, is the St. Jude Marathon.
Wow.
That is awesome.
And all families that go to the hospital, they always surely advertise that no family ever receives a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because all they need to worry about is taking care of their child.
And they've got, they've treated all, they treat people, they would take kids from anywhere, so it's not just the United States, but they say that they have treated everybody, you know, from every state in the United States, all 50 states, they've had people that have come, they've had from foreign countries. And like she said, that your travel's taken care of, you don't have to worry about any bills ever. And just, if you've ever been through any of that, I mean, it adds up really, really quick.
And it's
So
also
tonight-
interesting that they said it takes $2 million a day to operate that hospital.
Oh, my
2
goodness.
million a day?
Per day.
Wow.
And St. Jude Heroes, when we go down to the race, the money the Heroes bring normally is what, over like $10,000. So, you know, you go figure that, 2 million a day, and we raise 10 million, so it goes a little ways, but not too far.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
And we've toured the hospital, and it's very inspiring to tour the hospital down there. And you don't really intermingle with the patients. You may see them walk by or go by in a wagon, but they have a wall of, what's the wall?
The ABCs,
ABC wall.
ABCs.
And it's, you know, A, and it's each child's take on what the letter A stands for. you
Oh,
know.
okay.
It's
And
really
like you get to,
interesting.
like the V might, somebody, they might
Yeah.
put vomit, you know, terrible,
Yeah.
with what the medicine makes me so sick, then, but then you'll see some that will be the total opposite, but just reading, you can't make it through that wall without having, you know, your heart touched so many times, and you can just see all kinds of, I said you're at highs and lows, because that's how it's gonna be. They can find, the people there are so good, and they take these kids and they take them at their worst and keep them going every single day. It's a real positive place. I was afraid to tour it, thinking it would be really sad, and it's not. It's a really, really cheerful place, and everybody there is so positive that, you know, if you've got to be sick and you've got a kid going through that, it's a good place to be.
Sounds great.
Yeah, and that's a great way for healing is
Exactly,
Right.
yeah.
being positive, yeah.
Well, it's kind of neat too, because on race day, we actually run through the grounds of the hospital, and some of the patients actually come out and are standing on the side of the street with their little mask or their little IV pose or whatever. And you talk about getting chills and tears in the eyes, because they're sitting there high-fiving you, telling you, you know, what a great job you're doing as a hero, and you're stopping and thinking, you know, we're not the heroes, you're the real true heroes. So that's just, you know, real inspiring. You kind of got to stop and take a breath and refocus to finish running the rest of your miles, because that really zaps you when you go through there.
And like
Yeah.
Tina said, you got a big, it's big giant gates that you're going through. And it's just like you're really crossing into something. It's just so different and so spiritual, because it's the people and there's parents, there's doctors and the signs, and you know that you really are making a difference. And you know, we're doing that, but it's because of everybody's support and the money that's, I mean, it's not just that we're getting, it's a shame that we get to go down there and experience that and we can't bring that back to everybody, but I mean, just something for people to know. You think you're just giving $1, but you're not. You know, you're saving these kids' lives, or going to make their life better through the treatment that they're getting there. And that's another thing that they do at St. Jude. They do follow up with these kids. Once you're a patient at St. Jude, you're always a patient. So you can have the treatment now, and 20 years from now, they still have your tumor, and they will follow that through, and they will follow you and see what kind of effect the treatment has had on you throughout your life. And, you know, then I think they probably make adjustments based on things like that. But, so you're always taken care of.
It's a long term,
That's right.
Yeah.
very long term.
And one thing they advertise real big too is all the research done at St. Jude's Hospital is shared worldwide. You know, so they're sharing that with the hospitals, even around here, even St. Louis with the cancer kids in St. Louis. So everybody benefits from the research that they do down there. So that's a plus.
And I read an article today, which I didn't know, but St. Jude has also been a global leader on influenza for 50 years. They've, they have their experts out in the field that are surveilling, all the cases of influenza, and they're, groundbreaking research on that as well, which I wasn't aware of that. But,
And I read an article about ALS, what is it? I forget what it stands for, but they're actually have a big development going there that they're sharing, and it's a major improvement for the quality of life for those people suffering that. And it's, like you said, being shared with everybody. So it's not just the cancer. I think it's any
childhood disease, or
My you girls were running. I wish I could run.
you can't.
And they accept children from birth to
I think it's age 18.
18.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah,
wonderful.
that's a.
And we've seen they have all kinds of events if you're there. If it's kindergarten graduation, they're going to put one on. If that kid doesn't make their graduation, they have a graduation.
Oh,
they
that's
have proms.
Proms.
Wow.
They have yeah. They get the kids all dressed, and they have a whole night of it. Yeah, so they make sure that they are not missing any of those experiences either. And like you said, the wagons, that there's wagons everywhere, and they've got the little IV poles, and just the most
So
amazing.
they ride in the little wagons they pull.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And in the lobby at St. Jude, they have telephones. And so no matter what language you speak, you pick up that telephone and you're going to talk to a doctor that can understand what you're saying. They have interpreters, which is really neat for anybody out of the country that doesn't speak English.
That's wonderful.
I bet that's fascinating, go in that hospital and see all that.
Oh, it's so inspiring, yeah. And you can, I think they probably offer tours to most everybody.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Anytime you're there.
Now, you always hear so much about it, but you girls really share a
To
lot that I
experience it.
didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I said every year we go back and we learn more, and I said plus you see the different advances that the hospital has made and how they don't cater just to one person, one religion. I mean, it's
Open for everyone.
It's
yeah,
universal.
exactly, yeah. Just amazing.
Danny Thomas started all this in 1962. When the doors of he started, I guess, before that, but that's when the hospital opened up in 1962. So,
Yeah,
one person can make such an impact on
On
so
the world,
many.
yeah.
Oh, my
That-
gosh.
The whole world.
That could be any of us.
Right, and
You
that's
can make a
exactly,
difference.
that's what I said, that $1 that you think you're
That's
giving.
that's the cool part of that, because everybody in town is gonna have an opportunity to be a part of that when you, by giving.
Yes.
Not everybody can do the running, but they can still
Right.
be a part
Do
of
their
it,
part.
Yeah.
you know.
I said, you don't know where your dollar or what it's doing, but
Right.
it's
And
it
there's
making a
several
difference.
people that'll come through our roadblock and they'll say, well, they give every month, that.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
And
That's cool.
that's good to hear.
sure.
And we've met several people that said that they either know or actually a few people have been patients there. And, it's funny just being in St. Genevieve, you don't really realize how many people it has affected, but it has of it. And it is really nice to stand out there and hear their stories because they have nothing but good things to say too. And so far we've heard nothing but positive results for all these people, thank goodness. But I mean, it's all possible because the research and people keeping the place going, so.
So what inspired each of you to do this? Someone that you knew or
I had a brother with
some
muscular
feeling?
dystrophy, so that kind of inspired me to do that. And, the late, great Jerry Lewis, that just was the chairman for MDA, his motto was, you only pass through this life one time, and if there's a good deed you can do for someone, or any way that you can help someone out, you should do it because this is your only chance. So, to me, that's why I like to help out however I can. It's not much, but,
I do it just after losing a child myself, just something besides cancer. If I can help donate money to the hospital to save a child, losing a child to cancer and saving the parents from going through what I went through after a loss. That's kind of why I stepped forward and took
It's
this
hard
on.
to lose someone with cancer, I know.
Yeah,
I lost
cancer's
my
touched
son.
my family too many times.
Yeah. And you?
Yes, and I recently was diagnosed with breast cancer and going through that, and I get a little different perspective on it. One, I do see just things, little things, but your life is changed. It's not going to be the same anymore. It does take a lot of time, takes a lot of energy, but I mean, things that you don't realize. And myself, I'm fortunate that I have a good job and I have insurance, but just the added expense, $200 or $300 a week in gas because your treatments are every day. Meals. I think I'm fortunate I could drive back and forth. I did my treatment in Cape. Driving back and forth wasn't bad for me, and I did frequent Chick-fil-A, I'll admit that. But I mean, to think about a family that is taken and has to go to another state or country
Another country, yeah.
to
And has
your
that-
travel expenses and daily life, so just something like food. Imagine eating every meal out and then thinking, what kind of bills am I going to have at the end of this? Can you imagine even just going to the doctor now? If you go with a cold or a flu and you come out and you owe the doctor your copay, some medicine, that's $100. And think of this is cancer treatment for these kids, and most of these kids are there for a long, long time. And
Yes,
walking
they are.
out, and they owe nothing. It's just,
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Because those parents, they just need to, all they need to be concentrating on is getting their child well, not all the other expenses and that is associated with that.
But they do a lot of other things St. Jude does, because I know they backtrack sometimes when other people have polio back in their younger day, and they will contact you and they will update you on things. Because they did my son. They updated him, and the things they gave for polio at that time did not work. And so that he was back with some of his problems. But they did act on it, and it didn't cause anything. And they contacted him, which was
Yeah, that is
awesome.
super.
I mean, that was wonderful.
That's huge.
We wouldn't known anything about it if they hadn't.
reaching out.
Now, can you imagine, you said they keep track of all those kids, how many volunteers
Yes.
that takes
Oh,
to
gosh.
just do that job?
Yeah.
And enter it.
When you go down and tour that hospital, it's like you don't want to leave. You feel so guilty because it's like you want to do something.
To
You
help
want to
out.
help. You want to be a part. But
And some of those patients have gone on to be
A lot
nurses
of
and
the
doctors
patients-
themselves, and they come
Yes.
back and they work at St. Jude.
Isn't that
That's
wonderful?
really
Because,
inspiring.
they feel like they owe their life to that, and because it was such a positive experience being there, that they want to give back and be part of that. And I guess it becomes, at that point, you think if you spend a year there or 2 years, or some people it's 3 years, or some of them actually have had to go back and spend a lot of time, several years, and it's like a big family.
It's wonderful,
Yeah.
but you're
Yeah.
doing wonders.
Well,
You're doing a good
we
thing.
appreciate all the, the help, the support that everybody offers.
Well, anytime you want to come back and talk to us about it, too.
Maybe we need to come
It's an
back
interesting
afterwards.
subject.
Come see us on Friday and Saturday, and then Melanie works in St. Genevieve with Dunsey Construction. Tina has her beauty shop, Tina's Beauty Shop. I mean, there's little cans sitting around if you want to feel like you don't make the roadblock, or if you want to contact one of us and make a donation. We said, well, we make sure it's 100% will go to St. Jude.
And that's would be
That's
Friday and
good.
Saturday this week.
Yes.
And then,
Okay.
but we start basically taking donations, and we go up through December. I mean, it's never too late to give. And
No,
there's
Because you can
never,
always stick it on the next year's.
yeah, and there's, and there's no amounts too small.
And that's the important thing. People think if I
Right,
can't
if
give
I can't-
$100, I'm not gonna give
Right.
anything.
It's
But
amazing.
even every little dollar
It's
helps.
amazing the change, like the high school kids they're
Tremendous.
givers, they're tremendous givers. And they'll clean out their little change compartments of their car, and it's really neat. I mean, it's
adds
neat
up.
that they're so giving. They
It
really
is.
are.
And we're always amazed by that, the high school kids, like she said, when they'll get out, it's when school time gets out, and you think that these kids, and that's really something to be very impressed with our kids around here, because I've seen those kids, I've seen them get $10, $20. You know, they will give the money, or like you said, or they'll take every bit of change they have and dump it, or if it's just a bunch of ones, and they all do it. I mean, if there's 5 kids in the car, they're digging for the money, that they want to be part of it. So, yeah, we've got some great kids around here too.
That's great.
Yeah, that is. Because you wouldn't think the kids would be giving their money away, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, especially on a
for a
Friday
weekend.
football. Yeah, Friday night football,
And
yeah.
football.
Yeah. So we do appreciate your time,
Well, we
Well, thank
appreciate
you.
you coming and giving all that information.
and best of luck to the kids this weekend, and like I said, we hope everybody can come visit us. You'll be there, right? Yeah.
Thank you for
Okay,
coming.
well, thanks a lot for
Thank you.
coming and sharing. Yeah.
Like I said, you got anything else that you want to come up with, come and let us know.
Okay, thank you
So
very
we
much.
can let the
Okay.
people know.
How many runners are there in town, actually, now?
Gosh, that's hard to say.
I mean,
I
that
don't
go
know.
down with you
Oh,
guys.
I'll go with this.
Yeah,
It varies every year, but.
we usually have maybe 10 people, kind of,
that's
yeah.
wonderful, isn't
And
it?
kind of some people, that it works that year for them and then it doesn't, but I mean, I think a lot of us 3 for sure, have been there every year and gonna keep going back every year that we can, so.
My daughter's going with me this year, so I'm anxious to
Yeah.
take her down. And she works in Children's Hospital in St. Louis. I'm anxious for her to get
Yeah.
down there and tour St. Jude and see what, yeah,
Oh,
what
that
it's
would be
like.
wonderful, yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and actually St. Jude, there's other races where they, what am I thinking of, like the Go St. Louis.
They
benefits.
co-sponsor.
That benefit, you know,
yeah.
St. Jude, and I've done one, you know, in New Orleans that benefited St. Jude, but it's not the same as when you run it in Memphis, you know.
When you're actually there.
Yeah.
When you're actually in the
Right.
town, yes, it makes a lot of difference, so.
Oh, I imagine. Be special.
Giving people. All of it.
It takes a lot of good
Thank you.
teamwork, thank you.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Okay, so now on to who?
You girls got stuff to do, you can go.
Isn't it good? I thought it was just gonna get interesting
Oh.
now.
Oh, it's gonna get interesting.
We gotta talk about the glasses.
Okay, you're gonna
Forgot
talk
about
like
that.
you're together?
No, I
Are you
wanna
gonna talk-
know, what do you think about the eclipse this weekend, that Monday?
Oh, that was awesome.
Was that incredible or
Wasn't
what?
that neat?
That
Yeah.
was beautiful.
I forgot to look at the ground though, so I didn't get to see the crescent moon. Can you believe that?
Wait,
I saw pictures though, that was.
I did
really-
too, but I
yeah.
was looking up there and I didn't even think about looking at the ground. I was like seeing those pictures, I was like, well, how dumb can you be? Not even looked at the ground to
How
see.
amazing though, that was it.
know.
Yeah, beautiful.
You know, you just had shadows and then all of a sudden you had sun here and then all of a sudden that sun got lighter and lighter and lighter. And all of a sudden, boom.
I thought it was really pretty when it was
I thought it was
right in the one
majestic.
spot
Yes.
around it. I mean, it was like a
Dark.
big diamond ring. And I think that's what they call that, is a diamond. Yeah.
Yeah, that was,
And the sunset effect while it was going on.
I forgot to look at that too. Can you believe
There was so
that?
much, but it was such a
I
it was a quick
know.
period
I
of
was
time.
watching
Yeah.
that sun up there. I forgot all about the
You
360
did remember to put
and
your
the
glasses
ground
on though,
shadow.
right?
Pardon?
You did remember to put your glasses on.
Yes, I
right?
did put my glasses on. Yeah. I don't want to be blind yet.
no.
What are you doing with them old glasses?
I put mine in the trash because
Oh, we need to recycle them, reuse them.
They're only good for 3 years.
That's
No,
what
they
I
ain't.
told
No,
him.
they ain't. In the Post today, they said that the biggest part of them's good for a long time. They
yeah, but it's
actually-
going to be 7
I
whole
wanna
years.
use
I
it.
know,
7
but
years from now.
they're gonna start recycling them or sending them like to Africa and that, where they can't afford
And let them ruin
glasses.
their eyes, huh?
Because in 7 years, I think it's gonna go across every
Yeah,
continent.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I said,
They showed
well,
it
Well, it's
tonight.
gonna
It's
hit
gonna
us,
right down
too.
across
Places
us
and
again.
stuff.
Yeah, we're
should
getting
really.
it again.
At a different angle.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of glasses out there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I was going to keep mine and then I thought, you know,
That's what we gotta jump on it now.
Just jump
before
'em in the
everybody starts throwing
recycle.
them away.
Right, there you go.
I got mine.
Yeah.
they'll be making different kind by then. I thought they were really cool, the
Paul
plates
Knopfler
the
said he
kids
would
made.
redo it.
Yeah.
One of the girls in St. Louis made,
Paul's got connections.
cut the
to
nose
Africa.
out like this
Oh,
and had the brown plate and had a cat
They were
face on
here.
it
Oh, cute.
with
They
her
were here
glasses on.
Sunday.
yeah.
That was so
Sunday, yeah.
neat.
Really?
Jochebed?
This
what's it?
Jochebed. She was here from Africa visiting, from Cameroon is where they were from. They
Just for the.
she was on the
eclipse?
plane, no, she come in for some different, but she was flying out. She was on a plane when the eclipse happened. She was on her way to Texas, so.
Southwest did show some
Yeah.
footage from that too. That was really neat.
But I thought it was a great event. I thought town was, I don't know if you were in town on Monday morning, it was just a lot of people. I wanna, you know, and I stayed and I talked to a lot of people, and I just, I got an email from one of the shop owners here. And he says, Paul, we wanted to give you a big shout out for the success of the Eclipse weekend in St. Genevieve. All the people who came into our shop told us how pleased they were with the beauty, cleanliness, and friendliness of the town and its people. Many of our patrons were first-timers to St. Genevieve, and several were from foreign countries. Those from abroad talked about how much we resembled a European city. So he was there. They were just so happy, and everybody I talked to talked about the friendliness of the people.
And that's what was on the Facebook
Yeah,
too, was
yeah,
all
it was
about
just- I
how
thought that was
friendly
good,
everybody was.
You know, we're-
And how wonderful.
So who
it-
won
you
the
know.
bet?
You're not the one to bet.
But I
The
thought
town
it was
won.
really,
Town one,
The
yeah.
town won.
it was just beautiful.
It
Just
was.
gorgeous.
I don't know if I was able to go up to the park, and that day I stayed. I didn't go out to the community center. I went out to the park and up in that area, the fairgrounds, and just I met a family from. There was people from all over.
They had tents set up
Oh, yeah.
everywhere you would look. There were
I met a
tents
mom
set
and
up.
her 3 girls drove all the way from Chicago to view it, and they were camping up there, and I met them Sunday night, and they were just so excited, and they were just, again, they were just so grateful, and all the information that they got off the Visit St. Genevieve site, they got great information where to go, and they were just, it was just a perfect day. It was a perfect day for
It
our
looked
day.
like in our newspaper and flyers around that there wasn't a whole lot going on.
Oh,
But then when you saw
there was a lot
actually
going on.
what there was going on,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
You're right, right. It was it was cool.
Big deal, yeah.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
And it was.
It was exciting.
Lots of nice videos and lots of nice shots of the eclipse on,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
The paper had a great shot, didn't it?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Front
it's-
page, yeah.
Yeah. I had a good view. I went down on the levee down there, and you could see
Did
the
you?
horizon. It was just, I
Oh,
was
I
looking
bet
at all
that
that.
was.
Oh, it was cool.
Yeah, I was so
I was on there, and
aggravated.
you could see all the lights on North Main. Every street light went on. It was just really cool. It was a great experience. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I was amazed that when it got dark, all them stars popped.
Yeah, stars popped out.
I was sitting in
Stars
John's
and
backyard, and
Yeah, yeah.
Sue's backyard was a good place, that stars popped up, and
Yeah,
it was just awesome.
yeah, it was a good event. It was good for the town too. I think
It was.
Oh, it was. It really
And
was.
probably the word of mouth will bring more people here.
Well, that's what your hope is, because there was a lot of people come in for that, but
Right.
there was a lot of people that got to see town and say, hey, I would like to go back and take another look,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so.
Yeah, I came through town at 7 o'clock and there were people out
Oh,
along
yeah.
the square taking pictures of
Oh,
the different buildings.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was an incredible experience. So it was for me anyway, I loved it, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it, so.
It was way more than one. I didn't think it'd be that
I didn't either, you know, and I
great
was
of an
like,
experience, or it would be
But they
so
were so
quick, but it
spread
was.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like down 61, all the lanes going back to the big field, they were sitting everywhere.
in backyards, they were everywhere. Over in the city cemetery over here, the old cemetery,
Yeah.
people were set up, it was
Yeah,
just,
every place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everywhere you would look, there were tents.
yeah, it was a cool experience, so. So we got through that. I want to talk a little bit, if you don't mind, about this weekend. I know Kathy Walsh, invited me to come to the second annual Caregivers Conference. And this is, I know you guys will be busy, but Saturday I'll be over there. And what this is, and I really didn't think about this, but, you know, and I had these folks in from Africa, and they're kind of, over there, you don't have nursing homes. Your old people, the older folks, they do the best they can and take care of them at home. You know, we kind of, and that's what, and this is what this is about. There's that stage to where these folks are at home. Like right now, my sister, a year ago was diagnosed, or less than a year ago, was diagnosed with inoperable lung cancer. and now it's spread to her brain, and she was just lived on her own. Well, now she's just moved into my other sister's house, so that makes my eldest sister a caregiver, you
Right.
know? And that's what's cool about this. This is, when you have that going on, you have different workstations and booths where you can get information on, and your needs. You know, there's a lot of good in-home care that's available, you know, because I think for all of us, the last place we want to do is have to put a loved one in a nursing home. But we know that it's going to happen to my sister because she's not going to be able to, you know, it gets to a point where you can't care.
Can't take
You
care
know, you
of
can't
them,
take
right.
care of them, you know, for health reasons or for whatever reason. It's just very difficult, you know. I hope it doesn't get to that with her, but it could get that way. But there's a whole lot of legal issues that have to be dealt with, you know, when you
boy,
have
is
somebody.
there.
Yeah, when you have somebody that's got to go into a home that's you know, that's going to have to be on Social Security, and if there's any kind of assets and how that's got to be looked. There's just so much, and if you're the caregiver, it can be overwhelming. So
It's a nightmare.
it is, and it can be, and that's what I love about this. Looks to me, and this is the first time I'm going to this, or second one, but it gives some people some options and a network to call. That's what I like about
I was
this.
surprised at all the things that are available on there.
Yeah, there's going to be, on that day, there's going to be somebody there talking about veterans benefits. Kathy's going to be heading that up. She's got somebody speaking about that. Respite care options, there's a lady named Jennifer Barek from Parkwood Meadows, right here in Parkwood, is going to talk about respite care options, how and where to get medical equipment. You know, you need lift chairs, hospital beds, and stuff like that. Insurance claim paperwork, there's going to be somebody there. Body mechanics, transfers, somebody from Mid-America. You know, that's difficult when you're transferring somebody that can't help themselves. You gotta really watch it, and it's gonna be good. Home modifications, that's another thing. You know, we don't think about that, but when somebody's handicapped, you know, like my sister, first thing we had to do at my sister's house was put in a new stool, toilet. A higher, you know, they got these higher ones now. You know, you don't think of that when you're healthy, but when you become where you can't get around, those are things you have to think about. And bathtubs and showers, you have to put those rails, handrails,
those
and
bars.
yeah, there's a whole lot that goes on in it. So there'll be somebody talking about that. And then Frank Elpers from Breeze Elpers and Nugent are going to be talking about legal issues. There's homes, there's stuff that's got to be taken care of there. So a lot of good information. It says there's going to be over 20 resource booths with experts to answer any questions. So it's open to the public. And you know, you needed to register to have lunch, but this is just walk-ins are welcome. You know, anybody can. It's going to be at the First Baptist Church. They're going to use their space. It's going to be from 8:30 to 1 on this Saturday. And I encourage anybody to come.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yeah, you never know when you're going to have to take care of somebody. You know, you ought to send Mary up there. Look at you. She might one day need to take care of you. So I'm going to send Mary up there too. So, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, so everybody
Well,
should
actually,
take-
it doesn't really hurt for everybody to know that, because you might have a friend that needs your help to
Right.
help someone.
Oh, absolutely,
So it
absolutely.
really should be for everyone. I mean,
Like say,
everyone should
everybody
take
goes through
advantage
that
of it.
sometime in their life.
Sure. Well, and anybody, you know, and you guys are talking about, you know, when somebody comes out of a cancer clinic or somebody coming in the home, you know, now, you know, they'll come home and you have to be able to, some parents and stuff have to be able to give shots, IVs, insert and stuff. They put ports in that have to be clean. So there's a lot, because medical care is expensive. Going to the hospital, that's why it's $2 million a day,
Yeah.
because of it's expensive. So, and there are options out there that you can, in home care.
Right.
So,
I was surprised at some of them,
yeah.
what they talked
But,
about.
that's going to be a good event. That's going to be this Saturday. So, and it's,
So we've got two things going.
do
So
we-
does Kathy, or would you contact her? I mean, if somebody couldn't make it out to that event, because that would be a nice list or to get the resources from there, is there some
I don't know, I wish Kathy would call in, because she's watching. Maybe she'll
Okay.
call in.
Call in.
Huh?
And I think
And we got a question for Kathy, where's she at tonight?
What's the phone number?
Huh? What is the phone number?
7576.
7576.
7576.
We'll see if she's watching. She
I
told me
think
she's,
that's what it is,
Huh?
yeah.
she
He puts
told me
it
she's
up.
gonna be watching.
It's on the screen.
Okay, good, so.
And
Great.
actually, you can send a friend or ask someone who's there to pick up the information for you.
Right. Yeah, and it's all about, and networking, and that's big, that's really big, so I think that's gonna be really, that's great.
I want to ask you something. Who put the flowers on the,
Who put the flowers up there? On the bridge?
Yeah,
They
on
just
the bridge, when I
magically-
went through the,
I don't have
that
a
was so
clue.
nice.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, and then it
That's the
brighten up
first
town.
time. Yes.
I
Yeah.
think Rosie Pose.
Well, yeah, they put the flowers on.
Yeah.
Somebody built the boxes, Rosie put the flowers on there.
It was
yeah.
really nice.
And she almost got hit by a speeding car.
Oh,
Oh,
poor Rosie.
Certainly not.
I know.
Not in this town.
No, not this town, so. Yeah, that looks nice, don't it?
It does. I really like it. It reminds you of, like in a garden somewhere, like you're passing through an overpass.
Yeah, that's another thing in this town, those master gardeners.
Isn't that wonderful?
Isn't that
Yeah.
incredible? All the flowers and stuff around.
Yeah, and
Just like
Ellen
right out
does
here
a
in front
lot
of City
too, and
Hall
Rosie, yeah.
Down on the corner, down there by, right there
So
by the
many
Bird Center.
volunteers, and Duberg in the back is
Yeah,
the
that's what I
first
was-
grade,
yeah.
yeah. One of the teachers in her first grade class.
Yeah, so, yeah, those are all little things
and we
that,
got one at the end of Market in 61.
yeah, there's a flower, there's some up there, there's flowers up
No,
there.
that corner that used to be, where people would park in there.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's gonna be
Yeah,
flowers now.
that, have you seen that? It's got a little plank road.
What's that
That's
all
neat.
about?
Oh, really?
I don't know.
That's probably, well, that street out here was the Plank Road at one time. They used to call it that
Wait a minute,
when we were young.
you were supposed to call into the show.
7675.
Well, hold on a minute, let me put you on speakerphone. You hear us?
I'm there.
Oh, this is Kathy. Kathy, well, I don't know why the girls don't turn their phone on. It's probably got a dead battery. Huh?
It's very possible.
Okay, what was the question again?
It's on.
Is there somewhere where they can get this information? Is there a website or,
Yeah.
or somewhere else where you can get to the
There's
resources?
not a website, but you can call any number of people around town. Okay, you can call me. I can help between then and now. You can call Naomi Glassy at the hospital. She's the person in charge of hospital volunteers. She's active in this group. You can call Frank Elper's office and ask for Helen. Helen, who works in his office, has been a caregiver and is very involved with setting this all up.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. What a good event this is going to be, because you never know when you're going to be a caregiver.
That's exactly right.
Right.
That's exactly right. And so many of the things are so simple and don't cost $1 million, and people can just avail themselves of this information at no charge.
Right.
Even just for an elderly person or even someone as old as me.
Yeah, I was just
Call
thinking
your
about
work-
that, Kathy. Who's going to take care of you?
Hey, well, that would be you, Mayor.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's right. I'll do it.
There you go. And now I got it
Put it
on
on the
tape,
list.
okay?
You got it on tape. I think I'll send Stoopy over there to help you. John Stoopy.
Well, between the two of you ought to be able to lift me up if I fall.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
But there's really
let me
is,
call you
you
after that,
explained it very well, Mayor. A lot of wonderful information to be had. And all of these resources that will be available for people, they're always available in our community. And there's some outreach involved, some Cape things, some Farmington things, some Perryville things, but primarily it's what's available in our community. And we just don't know when something will hit our family where we need to be able to help somebody stand up without breaking a rib.
Right.
Or any number of things like that. My poor mother, God rest her soul, was very ill and in Riverview for the last couple years of her life. And, it seemed like every time she turned around, she broke something. and it's just like, oh my goodness, that's why she ended up in Riverview. You know, she was at home by herself, and no matter what she did, she broke a bone. So
Right.
it gets like that, and we have to be prepared a little bit to help our family and our neighbors.
Right. That's right, you know, and that's, you know, I think about that too now, and I've had to help, my neighbor, Bill Bosler. He's getting old, and had some health issues and broke his, he was out in the yard where he shouldn't have been and fell and broke his wrist. But you know what? We all, you know, he didn't have to, he went to the hospital, but he was able to be home. And thank God he's got a, you know, wonderful daughter that comes by and helps, and his wife Dolores, you know, but you just never know. And in my little neighborhood, I got a lot of old neighbors I got to watch out. Pete and Margie, they're next door to me, and I got to watch them too. That Pete, I got to worry about him once in a while. Afraid I'll find him laying in the yard, and I have to get him back up again. No, but
yeah, but it's true. No matter where, it's more obvious to us because we live in a small community.
Right.
If you live in St. Louis or Chicago or New York, you may not know the name of the person that's living next door, but we all pretty well know each other, and this will be a really good bonding experience for the community and also a good educational experience.
that's right. Very good. Any other questions before we let Kathy go?
Thank you.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much for
thank
calling in.
you.
I don't know what
Yeah.
happened to the phone line in here. You know, maybe that's why I come in here. About two weeks ago, I was in here. I call in for the mayor. Nobody called. I bet the phone wasn't on. Huh? I don't know what I'm gonna do with these girls, Kathy.
Hey, Charlie, give us a call.
It's dead, okay?
It's probably dead. The battery's dead. in the
Charlie,
phone.
call us and let's see if it's
Yeah.
Have a
not
good rest
working.
of the evening, everybody.
All right. Well, I'll see you
All
on
right,
Saturday.
thanks.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, guys, listen,
Mayor.
Okay,
listen.
Bye-bye.
Well, it is ringing. I don't know. All right, Kathy. All right. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Maybe I gave
Kathy.
you the wrong number.
We're gonna talk about the pageant.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, we got that is going to be coming up. Oh no, September the 9th. First of all, well that's a couple weeks out though.
Yeah.
But when is your next show?
The 13th, yeah.
The 13th? Well, we got to talk about it now. The pageant will be gone and the show. This is September 9th.
And your benefit.
Yeah, we got a benefit.
Well, go right ahead.
What do you got over there? You talk for a while.
Oh, I just have the track lawnmower races
John goes to
that they've
that.
been having.
Yeah.
The next one is September the 2nd, and there's going to be a few more before the end of the year, the 2nd of September, October 14th, and October 28th. And I hear that it's a very good event and very well attended.
You know, I like it
that
because
is
it's a
great.
family affair.
Yeah,
It's a
great.
family event, you know.
Where's it at?
It's up at the fairgrounds.
Fairgrounds.
Fairgrounds,
They
yeah.
moved it from where the demolition derby was.
No, that's where it's
The
at.
horse
Oh,
arena, now
no,
it's
it was
arena.
at the horse arena, and they moved
Yeah.
it to the
Yeah.
demo derby side, so they could go faster.
Had no idea.
And a little bigger.
So are they
Yeah, so
just
they're
meant
little- they're little
adults or
lawnmowers.
children?
A little bit of everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's
It's
different
actually,
neat,
age.
really.
yeah, it's not for just anyone, you have to be part of the circuit, and I think didn't she say about Farmington? is
You couldn't
where
take
it's
your
based?
zero turn
Out in the
up there?
lead belt
No.
somewhere it's based. A man had a place that he did, and he passed away, so it didn't close down. So they found us to have it here then. So the fair board said, yeah, we'll try it for a while,
Yeah.
and so
You place your bets?
they
Which I think
tried.
it's neat. You keep the fairgrounds mode anyway.
Yeah,
You need to have more stuff up there.
right, and that's a great place out there.
Yeah, it seems like this fair board, they're interested in doing a lot of different events.
Yeah.
I gotta get hats off to them. I was up there, Keith Skaggs, I was up there Sunday night when all those campers were coming in, and they, you know, opened up the grounds. He was there putting people where they needed to be, and the man probably spent, him and, I can't remember, shame on me, the other man that was up there helping him. You know, they opened up their facility for showers and restrooms, and, you know, they made sure everybody was settled in. Everybody felt welcome, they felt safe, you know, they were we had extra police guarding the grounds and stuff, and.
And that was that $10 for the
Yeah,
camping?
I think
That
so.
was wonderful.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was very affordable.
Very,
Yeah.
because most places are $50 or $100 a night.
We had some people down at Moses Austin down in there. That's
Yeah.
turning into be a nice camp.
That
They need to
is,
turn
that's-
that into a campsite down there, camping area. What do you
Yeah, and
think?
let people come and stay with their.
Yeah, that's like a park down there.
Yeah, even self-contained
Yeah,
places.
yeah. We need to talk to the Georgia Fett Board about that. What do you think?
The only thing is the insurance, probably. Or what,
Insurance?
is that covered?
Well, you need insurance.
Well, liability if somebody falls. You know how people
Creek
want to
rises.
sue everybody.
Creek rises a little too fast.
You're right.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to bring that up? No,
Sorry
that's
about that.
Sure. Oh,
Well, there's probably, covered by something.
oh, sure.
The
sure.
Georgia Fed is, so maybe that could just be a blanket for the year.
Yeah. Oh,
Who
yeah.
knows?
They got insurance. They probably got. If they got Georgia Fett, they probably got all kind of insurance.
Hopefully.
Sure,
Yeah,
don't they?
hopefully.
You're on that board, aren't you?
Insurance for that.
Do you? Okay, good, good. So you'll take care of the RV park down there then?
We'll see.
Take reservations and
They have the rendezvous weekends.
you
Yeah,
would,
we rendezvous
Yeah,
week,
they
then
have a
we.
lot of different.
Heritage.
Yes, there is a
Heritage,
lot of events down
Not the
there.
Heritage, but the, yeah, what's the one in October they have?
That's
Soldier.
Heritage Days down
That's
there.
Heritage
Well, but
Day.
that's
Down
down
on-
Hookham
yeah,
Yeah,
Road.
that's down
Heritage
further.
Days, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a nice event too.
Well,
Yes,
a
it
great
is. That's a wonderful event.
There's a lot of good events. You know what's tomorrow night, don't you? Is tomorrow Thursday or Friday? No, Thursday. Friday night. You know what Friday night is?
Fourth
The roadblock.
Friday.
That's right.
Roadblock.
Matter of fact, I
Friday.
think something in the newspaper about, is that you that's in the newspaper about the pig?
Probably.
Yeah, about,
Donna Marlar and, I mean, not Donna, Louise, her daughter,
Louise.
and our art's going to be at the winery, St. Genevieve Winery.
oh, well, I'll have to stop in there.
They,
You
the
gonna be down there?
winery
Which one's
is,
St. Genevieve
Till-
Winery?
What?
yeah. St.
It's right
Genevieve,
next to the workout joint, ain't it? See?
right by,
The
yeah.
old Marzuko Electric
And,
down there
and,
where
Ciro's,
Zeros, yeah.
Tom's place.
in
there,
between
right?
Ciro's and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went in there and seen some of your art the last, what was it? That was been a while back.
it's a while back, yeah.
Yeah. That's always a great event.
It is. Fourth
A lot of
Friday
things
is
going on
really
down,
nice.
you know, I was at a planning meeting with those folks and they got, you know, the art walks, then they, then they got, you know, the Heritage Festival, then before you know it, it's gonna be Christmas. That's a big deal.
And then the park, Christmas at the park,
So John, you said there's
and the parade.
pageant coming up?
Yeah, for the special needs.
Yeah, the pageant,
When is that pageant?
Yeah,
September the 10th.
that is really
That's gonna
a
be at
nice
the Performing
pageant.
Arts Center.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's really a
If
neat
you never went,
thing.
you need to go.
Yes,
Oh my
you
gosh,
do. It
yes.
is so
It's
sweet.
really something to see.
Yeah, it
Oh.
is. It's very sweet.
Especially if Jolene gets up there,
yeah,
a couple of them.
yeah.
They,
it's
they
a-
all missed the ball game.
They love it.
That was
Those
something to
people,
see.
those kids and ladies and gentlemen love that event, and they're
Pageant to the,
so
it's to the
cute.
stars. I can't
Yeah.
remember, you know, but Kim Fisher. We should have had her here. Where's Kim Fisher at tonight? Why isn't she here?
Well, you can talk about it.
Let Miss Sarah
Encourage
talk.
the
It
people
starts,
to come.
yeah, it's gonna be at 2 o'clock at the Performing Arts.
And that's
Center.
on a Sunday?
That's
or
on a Sunday
Saturday?
afternoon, September the 10th, at the Performing Arts out there. They're gonna meet, it's kinda cool because they're gonna have, either it's gonna be at the community center or they have a center out there where the glass is, what's the name of the,
Klein's.
Klein's is out there. They have a kind of a room there that they do stuff. Either everybody's gonna gather there, and then limos on the way down here, so it's just a
Yeah, they
great.
just give them the best
Roll the
treatment.
carpet out.
They fix their hair for them and put their makeup on for them.
Similar to what, you know
And-
what they do with St.
Kind of
Jude, you know, a special, you
Special
know.
event, like their
You know,
prom.
everybody
Yeah.
needs to feel special, don't you think?
That's right.
Absolutely.
And they look so pretty.
Yes, they do.
And they are so proud when they stand on
always
stage.
are.
Yeah.
Oh, they are proud kids. They are proud. I call them kids and I shouldn't, but
Well, no, I know it. He does too, and they're as old as he is, some of them.
I've worked with them.
Yeah, that's right.
For
That's
41
exactly right.
years.
Still on the
41 years
board.
at the board. Boy, that's 41 years.
I've
She's
been
really old,
secretary for
isn't she?
41 years.
Holy cow.
She's an oldie.
Term limits.
Yeah, I'm an oldie.
Oldie
I'm
but
one of the
goodie.
original, one of the original founders.
Marianne is an original.
Yeah, yeah. That's fantastic.
And it's been great. It's been a wonderful, wonderful journey.
Right.
They're special to me.
They are.
I love them.
That is good.
I'm out
So
there for
when's
all
your
the
benefits
events.
call?
And then we're having on September the 9th, We are having, our Celebrate Recovery group is having a benefit at the Knights Hall. We're gonna leave at 10:30. We're doing a drug march from AutoZone down into the hall. I gotta talk to Chief about getting us a police.
You know what? That's the same day as our parish picnic.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Both
Well, you can
days, the
join in on
9th
the
and
march.
the 10th.
Yeah, you got it 9th and the 10th. You're not
10th,
eating until we're having chicken dinner on the 9th, and you're having a chicken dinner on the 10th. I talked to Donnie Stoopy about that, so.
And then there's
it's
a
hard.
bingo, yeah,
There's
there's
so
a
much
bing-
going on in this town, there's something going on all the time.
And there's a bingo at 1 o'clock at the picnic too, if
Is there?
anybody
On
likes
Sunday?
quilt bingos, yes.
Oh, yes.
What about Ethel? She'd like bingo.
There you go. She likes making liver dumplings.
Yeah. Oh, we'll make her make liver dumplings too. But, now there's a lot of good things to do. That's one of the,
It
you
is.
guys hit
There's
on
all-
it, did.
And people don't even realize what all's going on in town.
No, you're
All
you're
the
right.
events they have down at the Bolduc House,
Oh
they're
my
so
gosh.
neat.
Oh, yes.
And just different places in town that have events that you don't,
We need to have some kind of a calendar like that, and maybe there is, that I.
they do. It's at the Welcome
Is it
Center.
on, is it on, all those events on the
Uh-huh, most
community
of the
calendar?
events are on the calendar, yeah.
Well, they're
So the
down to
Celebrate-
post that in the paper, you know.
Celebrate
monthly.
Recovery?
Is
Would be
that,
nice.
what type of event is that? You said it's a
Well,
fundraiser? Is it?
yeah, it's a fundraiser for our group. We meet, Celebrate Recovery is a program we run at Hope Church. It's for anybody. It deals with people's hurts, habits, and hang-ups. You know, and it could be, we deal with folks that have been, you know, childhood hurts, anxiety, mental issues, drugs, alcohol, any gamut where you can be, it's a hurt, a hang up habit or a hang up. And it happens to people, you know, and it's just, and you have, and we, what Celebrate Recovery is, you all know there's 12-step programs for drugs, alcohol, they have and that's something in this town, every night there's a drug rehab or an alcohol rehab meeting going on, a 12-step program. Celebrate Recovery is a 12-step program, but it's Christ-centered. We tackle it with faith, you know, faith and family, and through church and spiritually is what we do. Because if you think about it, when you're having a hurt or you know, a lot of this stuff is, and especially with drugs, it's some of it's demonic and spiritual, and nobody wants to talk about that, but it is. And it's hard to wrap your head around. We've talked about that here. We've talked about the problem we have with drugs. We talk about people are dying every day from heroin overdoses. You have to have your head in the sand if you don't see it. It's going on everywhere. Now, what's getting one of the causes too is suicide. Suicide is on the way up.
Isn't that awful?
Yeah,
You know,
suicide has gone up
I
terribly.
just seen in the newspaper today, a 19-year-old college student, I think out east, that 19 years old, suicide, hung himself. Just was on a football scholarship or a basketball scholarship at just a freshman, and they found him, left a note and found him dead. You know, I can't wrap my head around that, you know, but it happens.
The hurt.
Yeah,
that-
it's a hurt
that
that
they
never was dealt
hide,
with.
yeah.
And it could have stemmed from bullying, it could have stemmed from a
Abuse.
sexual abuse, as a young person, it could be anything and that's where we help people get over that hurt, you know, so it doesn't progress. Because if you don't, and the biggest thing in doing it is when you have a hurt is getting out. You said you had breast cancer. You were diagnosed, is that right?
Yes.
Well, you didn't keep that to yourself. I'm glad you said that because it's real.
I think she was pulling it out of me.
Yeah, but it's real.
It is, and if you talk about
Right.
it, it's better.
Same way with
even-
mental illness.
Right.
People are so ashamed of mental illness. Well, guess what? My wife, I got a son that struggles with mental illness. I got a wife that struggles. It's real. And it happens. It happens to anybody. I don't know
And
why.
hard telling what triggers it.
Well, it could be you have,
A
when you have
chemical
cancer,
imbalance.
it's a chemical imbalance. There's our hormone, there's different things in our bodies that trigger stuff, you know.
Right,
it
and
happens.
if people would just face it and admit it,
Right,
they would have so much support from everyone around them.
Right.
You've probably found that with your cancer.
right.
Exactly.
And I found it when I had cancer.
Right.
You know, there's just
Yeah.
so many people.
Can't get through it with a day, you know, without somebody, and you've
Right.
got great friends.
And you
family
know, and
supporting you
another
through
cool
it.
thing is you got people praying for you. You know,
Exactly.
and
Praying and
that's
some-
encouraged me.
Right, and
Encouraged
But
me.
I
someone
think
to
that's
talk
something,
to.
when you talk about all these things here, it's just that, I think everybody needs to just treat everybody decently. If you give value to every single person,
Exactly.
Right.
every single
Be
person.
compassion.
Exactly.
That's right.
Everybody has some value, and you have to treat people like that.
That's exactly right.
But every
Everybody is a
community
gift.
has a Celebrate Recovery. It might be, I'm just saying,
Yeah, they're
Jackson,
everywhere.
it might be a Catholic church. It's
Yeah.
got whatever
Yeah.
denomination.
Yeah,
I've
it's-
learned that traveling to different towns, you see it. They got their signs to Celebrate Recovery.
But it's a church organized recovery program. And the one cool thing I love about Celebrate Recovery, if you go to Celebrate Recovery in St. Genevieve and then decide to go one in Jackson or anywhere, all the programs, they run them the same way. You'll go in, we're gonna start on a Wednesday night. We're shifting ours from Saturday to Wednesdays on August 30th. We're gonna have dinner. We have dinner between 6 and 6:30. We always have a meal. Everybody comes in and we eat, and we call that fellowship. It's fellowship.
Right.
And then from 6 to about 6:45, we have a large group. And it's videos and it's a teaching. And then what we do, we're gonna do, 6 to 6:30, from 6:30 to about 7:15, and then 7:15 to about 7:45, we do small groups. All the girls go to a group, the men go to a group. We're gonna be starting the landing also, and this is Celebrate Recovery for teenagers. We have a lot of teenagers that have some hurts, habits, and hang-ups, and that's where we gotta catch them right there, before they just fester and grow into something worse when they get older, so we're excited about that, and that's gonna be starting, we're gonna start that August the
And
30th.
that's such a great program. and
It's a
I'm
great
so
program,
glad that
yeah.
Hope Church
Yeah,
did
it's
that.
it's a great program.
And it's for any denomination.
And it don't cost you anything,
Right.
and it's not, I don't care. I just drives me nuts because people don't want to go to, well, it's at this church. You know what? We all have a common goal here. We might go to different churches. I was talking to,
Exactly.
I love this man, Joe Rozier. Caught him on the street. He's very involved in the DeBerg Center. Just what a blessing and a wonderful man. And we were talking about, because he's Catholic, I go to non-denominational church, and he says, Paul, he goes, it's just that we're all in different vehicles going to the same place. So it's just, it was well put, so that's cool. And it's for everybody.
It is.
So we got that going on, and then like I say, and that's when we're going to do what we do on that fundraiser is, we use that money when we do for our meal, it gets used for meal. Well, if people need transportation to go to some kind of rehab or get different places or special needs, we use money out of that to help them. So that's what we use those funds for, so.
So you need donations of silent auction stuff? and
Yeah, we're gonna
people
do a
to come.
silent auction and then people to come, and that's gonna be Saturday. So it'll be about 11 o'clock on Saturday,
You
September
need
the.
donations for that?
Well, for silent auction items.
For Saturday.
That's what I said.
Yeah. So
September
John,
the
he'll probably give me some hats. No telling what he's gonna give me. Oh, it's gonna be good.
And those baskets, the wine baskets, always
Oh,
get
yeah.
auctioned on good.
Well, I don't know if we'll have any wine
Anybody got
baskets.
any wine at home?
No,
Just
no,
bring it.
no wine baskets. We might have somebody there to tempt them to drink.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so we
right.
don't wanna do that, so. But, there's.
Don't let them bid on it.
No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to cause somebody,
That's true.
anybody.
Put a snack basket.
Yeah, snack baskets. those
Snack
are-
basket would be good, ball
Cardinal
tickets. I'll hit
ball
my boss
tickets.
up for Cardinal tickets. John will buy them and pay top dollar for them. So, but a lot going, anything I missed?
I think you hit right on the head.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have an announcement too,
What
that
else we got?
this show, right now tonight, you can watch this like all the way up until our next show. So tell your friends if they want to know what you talked about. Tell them to go to stgentv.com on YouTube, or St. John TV YouTube, and they can watch it. Or you can go 991, channel 991, as long as you have Spectrum, I think it's on. Pretty
Kathy
sure.
must have that. She's watched that live.
Okay, and it's at 7 o'clock in the morning, it'll be repeated, 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. On Wednesdays, and then Thursdays, 1 o'clock on Thursdays until our next show. So you have 4 chances the next 2 weeks to watch it before we come on again. So a lot, and then it's always available on videos on demand on stgentv.com. You can go back, and if you heard of a show that you wanted to watch about Alzheimer's, for instance, we've had people that actually have started Alzheimer's that came. Parkinson's disease, we've got people,
Yep.
had guests that
Yeah.
talked about how they felt, what they did, how they found out they had it. All of those are on videos on demand. Just go back in the archive and look for that show. And everyone is listed with, like, you can just pop on it and it'll tell you what's on. So the shows go all the way back, believe it or not, we've been on starting our 6th year. Long time, yeah. So we've had a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Christmas time, we always, one in December, but it's always local. Jack and Lynn and Rosie and
Never
Sam
music show.
and Jim Akins and,
I'll tell you what, I was at a show when, what's the fiddle player out there at the nutrition
Quentin.
center?
Oh, Quentin Hook.
He had them kids there.
yeah.
Wasn't that awesome?
He's gonna bring them on again. He's got
Oh.
5 students now, he told me yesterday. He has 5 students. He brought 2 of them here and they are so cute.
Oh my God.
And
they're
they
good.
play so well. And the
They're
one little
great.
guy, he's really, really, really good. Yeah.
Then Lance, he
He's-
brings his karate kids in here.
Yeah,
They're up
and
on
they get on the
doing karate
table.
chops.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, boy.
We have some really interesting
We've had some-
shows, yeah.
Yeah, I'll say
And we
that.
try to keep people informed about what's happening around town, where it's not just people sitting around talking. We try to keep it a variety and what's actually going on in St. John. So the shows are always, most of the time, they're always very interesting.
That's why I said, you got anything more? You come back.
Yeah,
Come back after the run. And
yeah, because
Yes.
people like
That
That
to
would
hear.
be good.
Yeah, people like to hear what's going on. I think I have one on here. These little guys, is this the one?
Do you have them on there?
Yeah, get a lesson on how to work a phone from her. Huh?
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Is it loud enough, I wonder? Charlie, turn up the volume. Can you hear him? He's playing How Great Thou Art. He's 11, is he 11 or 9?
11.
11 years old.
The little girl's 9.
Is the girl on there too?
Yeah.
Is the girl's on her dad
Yeah. But isn't he good? And he's got that, whatever, I forget what Quentin called it, where their fingers shake.
And he's got that natural.
He's got that natural. And that's a sign of a really good fiddle player.
And he sends her with this little foot.
Now,
just to
everybody's
fatten.
singing. Yeah, everybody in here singing that.
He is so well sir.
They had a fiddle festival there.
Yeah.
They had a music festival.
Yes, isn't that good?
That's the kind of stuff we have on. They're gonna be our guest again. Let's find the little girl.
Yeah, that's really
She's learning, but she is so cute. And when they hit a wrong note, they just keep playing, they don't even think about it. They are
Hard
cool.
to do.
I can't remember what she was playing.
Orange blossoms.
Yes, yeah, she's good.
But he's
And
really,
she's so cute, the expression, she's so serious. And the expressions on her face are just precious. There's John.
isn't that
Yeah.
good?
They're amazing. And Quentin is so good with those kids. Yeah. I did not either until Mary Ann invited him. But he told me yesterday, I think it was yesterday, no, Monday it was. He told me that he has 5 students now. And he says,
this
I'm
is
getting
a
ready to come back. And we said, well, good.
It's a good avenue, like, to reach out to different people, like, so that you might know somebody or something else like that with Clinton, that none of us realized that he was doing that, or just, there's a lot of good things going on there,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's what we originally started the show for, was to let people know what there was in St. Genevieve and things that people knew nothing about, and to help them advertise their events like this and your St. Jude and the Caregivers Conference. And this is a little guy that we really would like to have on here. It's Hope Outdoors, but he teaches, he has a youth that he teaches on Wednesday night, so he can't. He's Houston Meyer, and he works with his Hope Outdoors. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah, and that is such a great program for the handicapped. They have four-wheelers for 'em to ride on, they have their guns, they have their ammo, they take them hunting. I mean, it's just wonderful. They were at the community, the meeting that the whole city has out at the health center, what they call that? Community forum?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were at that one day. He was a guest out there at lunchtime. Just wonderful, his talks. But he wanted to be on, but then it wound up where he couldn't because they have, at 7 o'clock at Wednesday nights, they have the,
Prior obligation.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, so he can't make it. But he's a neat person. He's a young guy, very young, and he's very, just really enthusiastic with those kids.
Maybe you two ought to go on location once in a while.
Yeah.
Why don't you get out of
Well,
here and go out with a camera? Don's got a camera.
No, we let the guys do that, Ed Millinger and,
Yeah, Ed, have
Yeah.
them go with you and interview people. Go to one of those events. Get on the road.
Road show.
Yeah. Oh, no, really, go out and visit them out there on the road.
we're gonna go visit Mary Ann and have her.
Yeah,
that
we-
would be
we
fun.
wanna
Wouldn't that
get-
be
We want to get a
Yeah.
tape of her.
Sure,
Yeah.
you need to do
Want to
that.
get an interview with her.
Because we really miss her. She's always so funny on here, yeah. She was the
she's a
life of
hoot.
the party.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness. She still is the life of the party.
Yeah, I bet.
she
As,
is.
as handicapped as she is right
Yeah.
now, she's still jolly as she can be.
She is.
When she's not sleeping.
Yeah.
She sleeps a lot,
She
yeah.
sleeps a lot.
Yeah.
And she, no matter what, you ask her how she's doing, I'm fine, I'm fine. Yeah, you look fine. She is fine.
She
Positive
is.
attitude.
That's
what we
what
need
it
to have.
takes. yeah.
So we're working on an interview with her.
Yeah.
Good.
Awesome.
Come on.
Just gotta find a good time.
A fundraiser for Alzheimer's that Darlene, is it Darlene?
Darlene Nelfa?
Yeah, Nelfa, yeah. That's coming up in September, isn't it?
Yeah,
We
she
just did
talked
one
about
last
that, was last week.
It is
wasn't
That's
Super
the
Bowl.
mouse races, ain't
Yeah.
it?
Tudor Bird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that
She
What
talked
is it,
about
John?
that.
The mouse races.
Yes, the
coming up.
mouse
Mouse
races,
races,
yeah,
yes.
she talked about them last week,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
our last program, so. Okay, well, if anybody else has any more to say about anything?
Hey, are you beautifying the city with all this different flowers and things?
That's what our goal is, to make this city, and it's working because people are taking notice. Do you notice the new sign over here?
Yes.
Where did that, you know what, I never
That
even
was
know.
up at the river, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was that old sign over there. I never know where it was. And somebody says, hey, that needs to be moved over here. And then Miss Lillian Oberly, right?
Overly,
She
yeah.
let us use her property to put that, because that is where its sign needs to be.
Right.
Yes.
You know?
It
and-
was up at the river, wasn't it?
No,
Oh.
MRV Bank.
Oh, at the MRB Bank.
Yeah, and it was
Oh,
tucked
there's
up.
one up at the river too, Welcome to Missouri.
Yeah, that's a little one over there,
Yeah.
but that's the big sign.
It
That's
used
a
to be
big
Yeah,
one.
Pollock
that's a neat
Bus
one.
and then
Yeah,
MRV.
it looks
Oh,
It
good.
looks
okay.
nice. Rosie put the flowers in under there.
Yeah,
We got
she
it in
did.
the ground and Rosie put the flowers in
Yeah.
there. So, yeah, we had, there again, people working. We had two guys, Ellis Stretzmacher and, what was the other
Bill
guy?
Wiener.
Bill Wiener citizens elected,
Donated their time.
they donated their time, citizens let them use their equipment, their pole diggers. Them guys went up there, pulled the sign out, he hauled it down here on his director and they put it in. It was in under an hour they had the sign. You can't never get nothing done in the city. Usually a project like that would take 3 years.
You gotta turn it over to subcontractors.
Yeah, subcontractors.
You have to sketch it out and figure it
Yeah.
out.
And then Ethel had her hand in it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it really looks nice.
It looks nice. So we got some other things going on. Right now we're collecting shutters. Does your house need shutters?
You're
Well-
collecting shutters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shutters.
What are you gonna do with shutters?
We're gonna put them on houses. You know how much better a house looks with shutters on it?
I don't know, you can try it. I just
Doesn't she have
redid the
shutters?
house.
I don't know.
Well, you
I
need to
never
look
paid
at
no
that. She's your
attention.
neighbor. What about your house?
We have shutters on our house, but they're getting faded. That plastic's not too.
Yeah, I had to
They just need to
redo
be
mine.
repainted.
Yeah, I took mine
They just
off and
need to be
repainted them.
repainted.
Can you repaint
Oh, yeah,
plastic?
you can repaint them. I did mine on my house.
Did you?
Yep, they don't take long to do it
I
either.
don't know what shutters would look like on that house, do you?
Well, I don't know
They
either.
want a
won't let you
rendering?
put them on it because it's historic. Get that in your head.
No, they
No.
would. They would. Yeah, I
I
bet they
don't
would.
know. I
Yeah, they
fought
would.
6 weeks to get what I got on there.
I think that historic people are gonna be stepping in on this.
No, they're
I thought
not.
they said it ends at 8th Street there at Ed Moore's house.
Yeah.
They took me out. After
Oh,
I did all
really? They
that
made
work.
it littler?
Yeah. At one time it was 61, then it was 9th Street, now they said it's
It was
8th
61
Street.
when I was fighting for
Yeah.
it.
Oh, well, that's good, you know? I think when people own their houses, you can take that down. Put it with your stuff, that's what
Okay.
she sent it
Recycle?
to me and.
Okay.
yeah. No, I forgot what I was gonna say, because you put that thing up there with my name on it.
You're talking about the houses when they own them.
Sorry.
Oh, they should be able to put vinyl windows on if they look like wood windows. Nobody's gonna go up to scratch on that and say, ooh, that's
Yeah.
vinyl.
Well, I disagree with you.
Why? Why do you disagree with that?
Well, you know, we have had, there's been, there are homes that they've been allowing people to do vinyl windows, the Heritage Commission. Yeah, just depending on what the property is, but there is vinyl windows now that look historic, and they're
They
letting them do
look,
that.
yeah,
So
they
they're
look-
letting them do that. They've gotten some good guidelines, and it's been coming. I've been going to the Heritage Committee. I heard horror stories about that, but it's been really good. There's not been, I think one
think-
person denied. There's been a lot of different things, and they're
I-
doing really well with good
But you have
guidelines.
to fight for it awful hard.
No, I don't think you have to fight. You
I
just have to be
think-
At one
prepared.
time,
I
maybe,
beg
Mary Ann,
your
but
Not
that
anymore.
changed a
It's
lot.
getting better.
I
It's a lot better.
I think if the house looks, they don't change the looks of it. And
That's the
they
key.
have better products.
Right.
Because I know a man that had a wonderful wash shed. Just- They would not let him put a roof on it that looked exactly like it. And the other one cost a whole lot more than the one he wanted to put on it. So he let it fall down, now it's gone.
Well,
They had to haul away because he just let it sit for the years till it fell
Well,
down.
we gotta put the past behind
And
us
that's
and move.
ridiculous.
that's right. You're gonna have to let that go.
Amen.
Well, I
Amen.
got it.
Well, that's what I learned.
I know, but
That's
I'm-
one thing I've learned in St.
Past.
Genevieve. If somebody's been wrong, if it was 5, 10, 20, 30, they can't ever forget.
Right.
I mean, let's forget about it. Let's move forward.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And that's why I
If
told you,
they would've let-
yeah, it's getting better. There's been,
Well, that's
everything's
great.
getting
I'm
better.
glad to hear
Yeah,
that.
It is.
I'm glad
That
to hear
committee is, they've got a great board on that committee. They've got, Carla has been coming up with some guidelines for people that they can present what they want with these guidelines, and once they see it, and everything's been going really well.
Yeah,
That's
because I
great.
kept my house
And then
just the way it
sometimes
was.
ours, she can approve it before.
That's right. You talk to Carla.
She's got
down there, yeah,
leeway.
Yeah, just like the sign up here.
I'm glad to hear that, because
Yeah.
you feel sorry for people that don't have much money to begin
Yeah.
with, and they're rehabbing these houses and making them better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they gotta go buy all this stuff that they jack the price up on 20 times just because it's historic.
Yep.
A lot of people that come in to apply walk out with the permit
Oh, absolutely.
right there on the spot. 'cause
That's great.
She's got leadway.
Well, that's
That's
wonderful.
great.
It is good.
That's
It's
wonderful.
doing
Glad to hear that.
It's
See, now
good.
there's some more good information.
good
Yeah.
information. We got good information. Are we still on the air?
Yes, we are.
So we can tell everybody goodbye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you for watching.